Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Reethiron, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Wave Cooker. This is Driller's new secondary weapon, which is a very weird weapon. Much like pretty much all of Driller's weapons, besides, I guess, the flamethrower and the Sabata, it's a very odd weapon, and I'm not sure how much I like it. So we're going to be taking it on a mission, and we're going to see how it does. This is a different build. I haven't actually used this build at all, so we're going to see how it works. This one does seem to have infinite range on it, which is very interesting, at least as far as you can see. It will obviously stop once you hit a wall. It also seems to be very easy to hit friends with this. When I was streaming earlier and testing this out, it seemed really easy to accidentally hit people with it. That being said, it doesn't do very much damage, so that's not a huge deal. The build that I'm running with this is extra damage, faster cooling, a slowdown effect on enemies, a faster rate of fire, and I'll kind of show you how this one works because you can switch its fire. You either have a more narrow cone to deal more damage and have a faster rate of fire, or a more open cone that deals with more enemies, but it builds up heat quicker, so you can overheat the gun more. And then I'm bringing Boiler Array, which can cause enemies to explode. So it's kind of like the flamethrowers targets explode. So let's take both those. Primary, run the flamethrower, so high capacity tanks, extra damage, more fuel, more fuel. Targets explode, everything else, pretty standard stuff on Driller, nothing real crazy there. Let's get to it. So you can kind of see that this one is a bit of an odd crosshair. And you can hold it on an enemy, and then I guess sometimes they'll explode with this. So I'm trying not to build up too much heat, because that was a problem that I was having earlier, is that I was really overheating the gun. And if you push R, it can actually make your crosshair either wider or smaller, depending on which of the tier 4 mods I think that you pick. But this does build up heat quicker. It does seem to work better at targets at a distance, though. You go away, Space Lobster. Nope, and I'll redo the gun. It does seem to cool down pretty quick, though. And it seems really good for taking out kind of weaker things like that at a distance. It seemed okay for taking care of MacTerra too when I was doing this earlier. Which is nice because Driller is not that great at taking out MacTerra. So I think that this will be a decent option for that. Will it be as good as Stubby? I don't know. I mean, not Stubby, the Sabata. It'd be funny if you just got Stubby as Driller's secondary. But I don't think they'll let you have that. That might be a bit too strong. Try to stab me again. There we go. I also kind of found myself running through ammo quickly with this, but that could just be because I was testing it out a lot. It is really nice that you can snipe things like that with Driller, and that it's very forgiving. So if you have trouble with real long-range enemies with Driller, which, I mean, you kind of do, and you just can't stand using like the EPC at any sort of range besides close range. But it does seem fine for taking out things like acid spitters and web spitters at a distance. As well as MacTerra, it seems pretty decent at taking out, except for maybe like Trijaws and stuff. I like the Space Lobster on fire.
You're a stain on the floor.
Yeah.
Stay by my side,
Let's go. I didn't realize there was more enemies over here. Alright, well, just get rid of them with this.
My poor feet.
There is also an interesting mod for this, or a couple of mods for this, that essentially make it so your heat is supposed to build up quicker on enemies that are already on fire, or that the cooling is supposed to build up quicker. Although it seemed to be doing the opposite for me. I'm not sure if I just misread the wording for it. Ow, why are you still after me?
I ask the questions around here.
Nope. Wait, was there a second one spitting? There's two. Yeah, there's two that was spitting. That explains a lot. That does make it quite a bit different then. Oh, we got another horde? Okay. Well, Busco's getting our last chunk though. Oh, there he is. How did you get over there, Busco? Alright, well, whatever. Let's take care of this.
Objective completed. Launch controls are active and awaiting your input. Let's bring it home, team.
Alright. Use this to get rid of those. We can use this to get rid of those. There's so many of them.
Feel my wrath.
That sounds like a warden. That looks like a warden. Alright. Right there.
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, there's the button. Couldn't find it. Now, there's still more web spitters.
INAD launched. We're picking up heavy activity in the vicinity to hold the line until the escape pod arrives.
It does seem like you can build this either for decently or long-range single-target damage, like taking out acid spitters, web spitters, Magterra pretty quickly, or you can build it for some level of AoE and deal with hordes to some extent. I imagine if you have the slowdown effects, then that works pretty well. But you can see it takes out Magterra pretty quick, and you can do this at any range. It's still not great against menaces. Menaces are still going to be like your nemesis. Oh, and speaking of nemesis, there is actually the new nemesis enemy. We haven't found one of those yet. There is also a new mission type, or at least a mutator type. So, I've only fought that one I think twice, and it was in multiplayer, and we killed it fairly quick, but I don't think I was the main source of damage on that either time. Same with the new hacking event, seems a little bit difficult at the time that they did it, but maybe that's just because it's new, and I haven't gotten to really try it yet. Still taking a while to kill a menace, but I do like that the microwave gun also counts towards everything, so it doesn't matter where you're aiming. We'll take this bugger out then. No, there's still another.
Drop pod arrived, waiting for takeoff.
Okay, well, we can go then.
Drop pod departing in T-minus.
Can't take out acid spitters fairly quick, though.
Gotta watch that overheat. Never been better.
Can't.
That will kiss you.
Oh, whoop. Sorry, I missed it.
Ready to blow.
Alright, I gotta get down to there. Let's see if we can do this kind of quick. Yeah, if I hit the ground, I can do it pretty fast. It's usually a pretty good way of getting out of bad situations, I guess, or potentially getting into worse ones. Alright, so that was the Wave Cooker, at least the first impression of the Wave Cooker. So far, it is a very weird weapon. I kind of like it for taking out long-range enemies because it is surprising how accurate it is and how fast the microwaves actually work. So for taking out web spitters and acid spitters, and even to some extent Mactera, it's really good at that. Still not going to give you a ton of great options at range against like menaces. Maybe with some of its overclocks it can. The only overclock I've actually tried with this one was the Blistering Necrosis, which seems to be bugged for me at the moment, and I didn't get any bonus effect from it. I only got the negative effect, so it was just a direct nerf for me using that particular overclock. Hopefully that gets fixed. Is it going to be more useful than like Thin Containment Field EPC? Probably not, but that gun just has so much utility that it's kind of hard to argue with that. Will it be a better weapon than that? Potentially. Thin Containment Field EPC is kind of hit or miss when it comes to how good it is. Of course, it can be really, really strong if you're very good at the weapon or if you're using like Persistent Plasma, but it is more difficult to use correctly because it's so easy to accidentally injure yourself or injure teammates or mess up the ground around you. This one's going to be a lot more straightforward. And I think a lot of people will like this one, especially that play Driller. So thank you guys so very much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. And special thanks to the supporters of this channel. These are my members over here on YouTube and my patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to be a part of it, you can. There's a link down in the description. Thanks everybody who does that. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye!